Okay, we are live on the YouTubes. Sorry, we are live on the Twitches. And we is live on the YouTubes. Okay, that sounds not as good as this mic sounds, unfortunately. It's like a headset I can move my head about without it fading in and fading out with the previous failed attempts of these. So that sounds okay. We are live on the YouTubes, we're live on the Twitches, and we appear to be all set up here. So, hi, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 15 of this series. This is Two Idiots Learn to Code. The premises behind this is that myself, Amax Games Davie, my brother, Amax Games John, are trying to create mobile games which do not treat our customers like walking wallets. We are trying to make freemium games that actually are fun to play and also useful. That doesn't mean that there's not going to be adverts in our games. Everything's got to be supported somehow. But we are trying to do so without completely diminishing the game. So our banner ads, for example, are hidden in the settings page. It's not under, when the actual main game is playing. We'll have a interstitial or forced ad, maybe every 5 or 10 games, not sure about that yet. And our in-app purchases have a upper end limit. So this one's episode 15, and this one's specific to our game Brain Drain, if you've been following the series. We're also coding the game inside Unity, which none of us had coded before. And we are also doing so in C#, which none of us have coded in before. And we're trying to see if we can do this using AI, or more so with the assistance of AI going forward. So this is my game. You'll be familiar with it by now. It's called Brain Drain. And today's probably going to be a bug fixing exercise. So I did manage to test this on a physical iOS device, and Apple's stupid notch got in the way. So the stats was hiding behind the notch, and as a result of that, I couldn't really do much about it. So yeah, that was quite annoying. So in order to basically deal with that, I had created a safe area script down here, but it doesn't appear to be doing what it's supposed to do. But all of the code that I've kind of seen online actually does seem to suggest this is the correct code. I was checking if this was one of ChatGPT's hallucinations. And so far it does not appear to be. So I am quite curious. I've seen another way to try and do this, so I will probably attempt to do that in a moment. But that's where we are. We have a game with 3 different rounds at the moment. We have round mode, survival mode, and hardcore mode. Round mode asks you 10 questions. They are random. Survival mode asks you questions until you lose lose English is hard. Lose your lives. You start with 3 lives in survival mode, and hardcore mode is the same, but you only have 1. Um, I don't know whether to make, if you play so many rounds, then it'll unlock survival, and then so many rounds it'll unlock hardcore, or whether to have them unlocked. I've also had a suggestion to do a multiple choice game mode, which I may actually add at a later date. So we will see how that goes. That may be an option. That may be something I offer as a, I don't know, DLC. Probably not. Although to be fair, it's quite a significant rework to what we're doing at the moment. It's a new database. It's new information. It's lots of new things. But for the time being, I want to try and fix this safe area part. So, like I mentioned earlier on, I had this safe area script and I connected it to my canvases. And that doesn't seem to have helped. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to remove it from the canvases. And this one as well. And what I want to do is I'm going to right click here. I'm going to create a new empty game object. I'm going to call it Safe Area Manager. I'm going to assign our safe area script to the safe area manager. Okay, and now what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to move my safe area manager into my canvas. And I'm going to select anchor to stretch. Wow, that completely broke that. That's completely broken the main menu. Okay. So with the safe area manager in Canvas, I am going to select all of the items that were underneath it, and I'm going to make them subsets of the safe area manager. Okay. Now, that's interesting in the sense that it's completely went off whack there. So why has that happened? Has that happened because of the vertical layout group? I suspect it has. Because the unknown manager size, safe area manager size, is on the canvas. Interesting. So, what do I do? Because that's clearly not going to work. That is clearly not going to work. So in theory, what should happen is the canvas should have the safe area inside it. All the items are within the safe area. And as a result of that, they all fall within the safe area. But something's not quite right here. I'm guessing it's because the safe area manager is too big, right? So we'll try and shrink down the safe area manager, shall we? Before I try and see if anything else is broken. So let's bring that in like that. And down like that. And yeah, that got worse. Okay, so Control Z, Control Z. Right, let's try. Can I add a vertical layout group to the safe area manager? Because I bet you that's what's broken, right? So if I remove the component, okay, don't know why it's not recalculated. It still seems to be trying to put this at the bottom by the looks of it. Okay. Um, layout group. What in the heck? Yeah, I'm thinking this isn't going to work. So Control Z, Control Z, Control Z, 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 Z. We've got enough Control Zs, right? Z, 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 Z. Okay. So I can leave it there because the safe area manager being outside here is not going to do anything, right? So let's try turning to our guru. In fact, we'll not even use ChatGPT for this one, shall we? Let's go to our. Let's go to. Will we try Grok? Is it Grok.ai? It is Grok.ai. No, it's not. X.ai, isn't it? Grok.com should take me there. It does. Okay. So I am coding in Unity. I have this script for safe areas in this to set up a safe area in mobile devices. But it does not seem to be working. How would you suggest I use it? Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Okay, so the canvas is set to scale screen size, so it's not that. Your script modifies increment and incremax, but doesn't adjust offset min or offset max, depending. So this may cause you an stretch or misalign. Pivot and positioning, okay, device testing, timing issue, okay, orientation change, okay. Hey, Spiky. Our Chief Security Officer has came over for attention. Okay. How to use the script. Attach safe area script to any UI element with a rack transform, e.g. a panel, image, or canvas. Okay. Ensure the game object is a child of a canvas. Okay. Ensure it is a canvas. Set canvas scale or UI mode to scale with screen width. Okay. Okay. Test on an actual device. Yeah. Okay. Shall we try its enhanced code? Shall we? Copy that. Across here. Open our safe area code to Control V. It's added a heck of a lot more lines. So we'll save that. We'll jump back over here. We will jump back over here, we'll jump back over here, we'll jump back over here. Okay. So my safe area has a rec transform. And Spiky's had enough attention already. So there's no reason why that wouldn't work. Okay, so we have an error in our script. I love how Grok spat out some nice looking code, but it's got an error. So Grok versus ChatGPT. Grok gives you a lot more information and kind of tries to help you think through the process, but it's not very helpful if you're trying to speedrun things. So let's give me a revised version. I mean, look at them vast amounts of data it's just hit me with. I like data, I like being informed, but I think it could narrow this down a bit more than it actually is. Okay, let's try this now. Okay, so I mean, it won't help because safe area is down here at the moment. What I may do, what I can probably do safely is duplicate the canvas. Right, so I've got a backup and just disable this one. So hopefully all I'll have to do is rename that to canvas if we break anything here. And then move our safe area onto our canvas. and it breaks it as soon as it's on there, right? As soon as it's been added, it breaks it. So let's do Control Z to remove it. Let's go up here. Let's remove the vertical layout group. Right, so remove component. Everything's still fitting quite neatly within there. Let's take our safe area again and move it up onto our canvas. Okay, that's looking better. Let's select these then and move them into the safe area manager. That's still looking okay. So is this how I have to do it? Let's, oh, it was game was running. I had not noticed that the game was running. Okay, let's try that again. That's an annoying thing. You should get a warning if you're editing it when you're in game mode. So right click, now I duplicate that and I want to turn it off just so I get a backup without faffing with anything else. I need a right click and create empty and rename it safe mode under safe area manager. Okay, and I want to give it a safe area script. Okay, so I want to go to our canvas. I want to remove the vertical layout group. I'm going to go to safe area manager. For some reason, it's plonked itself in the middle. I'm going to move that up onto the canvas. And then I want to select everything under the canvas and move that under the safe area. And hopefully, if I hit play, it wouldn't really change with this. Well, actually it should, because it should still drop the stats down, even though there's not a punch out where the stats actually is. Come on. No, that did not work. Okay, so let's unpause that. So I think I potentially know what may have happened. So if we go to our stats manager, we should have an anchor stretch for that. Okay, and we'll try that again. Okay, that didn't work either. See, if people just made phones that didn't have notches and knockouts and islands and whatever else in it, this would be nice and easy, but no. Okay, so got to undo that. So can I add a vertical group under here? I can. And that just completely broke it. Completely broke it. It just, wow. Okay, remove component. So something, I need to move the canvas. I need to move the canvas. I mean, that's as close as it has been to being decent. So let's unpause that. So where's... So I don't understand why it's so far off. Like, why is it over here? This makes no sense for it to be over here. My safe area is fine, it's defined there. My canvas is defined there, so why is everything spilling off? Okay, is it to do with the anchor? Maybe? Top left, top left, top left. Okay. So let's try, since we now know our safe area, let's try grabbing our stats button. Just let's move it here. Let's grab our logo. Move it here. Let's grab our buttons. Let's move them here. That stats button isn't quite right. So can I use the anchor? Maybe top and center. See, I don't understand why the anchors are shown away down here when the button's up top. Makes no sense. Right. So let's see if that works, or does it completely break when I run it too? Ah, that doesn't work. Okay. So now I've got it perfect, except, oops. Yeah, now I've got it looking perfect on screen. I mean, I could maybe put some padding between these, but as soon as I hit play, it goes to crap. And I don't understand that. It's kind of funny though. Okay, so let's abandon Grok. Grok has forsaken us. But let's try and feed Grok's code into ChatGPT. Okay, I'll go back to our brain drain conversation. See what it says. Okay. So that's funny. The original code was written by ChatGPT. We fed it to Grok. Grok updated it. We fed that back to ChatGPT, and ChatGPT's come back with more changes. Okay. Let's try this and see how badly it's broken. Main stats has moved to a completely different section. I wonder if this is one of those things where I do a we don't need no education video on, because I've got a funny feeling this could go backwards and forwards. Okay, so that should actually have spat out an error. Okay, so it's shown the safe area is applied now. Let's clear that. I'll need to go through and remove some of the debug logs that are in here. So let's save that. Right, that's what I'll do. Right, I'm going to just nuke off some debugs. There will be a few, I'm sure. This could take some time. There's a lot more of these than I'm thinking. Okay, let's try that. See if there's any more that I need to edit. I'm sure there will be. Come on. It's funny how YouTube tutorials make this seem like it's so easy. Yeah, just slap a canvas down, open your safe area manager, build your canvas under that, everything's fine. So, canvas is set to scale with screen, so that should be fine. Match window height by 0.5. So there's no reason there should be an issue. And there is a rec transform in it, so there's no reason why that wouldn't work. Right, but anyway, we were cleaning up the console, weren't we? So let's hit play. Just push play. Julie Aerosmith song. Okay, still a lot getting dumped out. So, okay, these are from stats. So it's the deep check, the database version, and the invalid configuration for the ads. Interesting that we're seeing a safe area called twice. Okay, that's trying to test it in an Android, but I don't have an Android connected at the moment, so that's fine. Okay, so I need to go into Stats panel and clean out some debugs in here. I don't know why, but I was expecting a lot more of these. Banner loaded can get nuked. Show stats canvas can get nuked. Really? Well, there's more debug than that. Save. So some inside ad initialize. Actually, no, it was an internet checks, wasn't it? Okay. Okay, save that too. So we'll jump back into our game. Okay, and hit play. So the database is up to date. And quiz DB initialized. Right, so there's still some within the database. So I'll be in here. Okay. Well, more inside here than I was expecting. Right, so that should be enough. What annoys me is this is quite clean. I like the way it is. It's just not shown here correctly. So back to the debug. See what we've got. Okay, that's just because we're not testing on a physical device. Guessing that's it. I've not got an Android connected. Actually, I do have an Android connected. Interesting. Probably because I've got something else running on it just now. So it's not actually sitting in debug mode. Okay. So let's save this just now. What should the safe area be? What does ChatGPT suggest? Oh, okay. So that's interesting. Okay, stats canvas still has a script attached, right? So let's disable that. And that means that canvas itself still has that attached. So disable that. Right. Now let's try this again. I must have removed those scripts when the game was running, which isn't a surprise. How often have I done that during these tutorials? And still not looking the way it's supposed to. However, it's not doing the debug.write for the script. So that safe area script doesn't look like it was triggered. Oh no, I lied, there's there. So it seems like it's working. So why? Where's my canvas? 0000. Okay, pivot, yeah. Everything there looks fine. I was actually wanting to do more than just play around with this just now. So it was. Just for shits and giggles, I want to disable the script on this as well. I'm going to rerun it. I'm going to see if it looks fine or if it jumps out, because that will tell me whether or not it's my script. It's that script particularly is breaking things. And it is. It is. Interesting. So there's something wrong with that script. So let's enable the script here. See if it still breaks. And it doesn't. And it doesn't. Okay. Actually, I'm going to try something else then. Although, to be fair, they're all under the actually under the banner anyway. They're in the safe zone, so let's switch this to one of Apple's toys. iPhone XS. Looks fine on that. Google Pixel. Okay. Ah, interesting. So, why? Why? Why do some things not work? Right. Let's try stats. Okay, won't let me click stats. Everything else works, but not the stats. So why did stats stop working? So canvas, video, stats button. No, the on click is still there. One click is still there. So here's something. Let's try and roll back to the original. Right, let's click these. Click here. Rolling back onto the canvas. Let's take the safe area manager out of there. Okay. And let's hit play. Just push play. I'm going to end up that. Here's my song stuck in my head. So I've definitely broke the stats button. Everything else seems to be fine. Okay. I had the stats button not working at some point beforehand again, didn't I? I think I ended up deleting it and recreating it. I wonder if it's... Stop that before I make any other mistakes. I wonder if it's too close to logo. I wonder if it's too close to the logo. resize it a little bit. Select the stats button. Bring that up a little bit. Just about there. Let's try that. That is a non-functional button. Well, actually, it helps if it's running anyway. Well, every other version works. Right, so I don't even know if I've actually solved the problem. Neither I do. What's interesting is that was saying 0.95 and it's now saying 0.97. I wonder if rather than making the stats a button up there, what if I just made it a button down the bottom and called it settings, and we'll move the settings and stats in there. What do we think? I'll think about that while I go check on the kitten. Okay. Do you know what? I think that's what I'll do. So I will. What does it have on it? It literally doesn't have anything on it. I'm convinced that I think the logo was sitting above the stats button. Let's just try that since I've just switched their order. There we go, stats button now works, yeah. So that was the logo's crossover was basically getting above it. Okay. Right. So, oh, actually I've just realised I didn't try and close out the Safe Area Manager things, or I probably did, but it was in run mode again. The kitten's decided to say hello, adding his own sound effects. Coming up. Come and say hello to the people of YouTubes. Yeah. Yes, you're meant to be a silent partner. You are, yes. You're not meant to get involved. Okay, so we're just going to duplicate the quit button here. And what I'm going to call it is I'll move it above the quit button. No. Control Z. So I'll move it above the quit button and call it settings. Settings button. Okay, instead of quitting when we click on it, which is what it'll be set to just now. I'll just not have it doing anything. Okay, so let's click on its text and change it to say settings. Okay, and it's not showing me. Why is it not showing me? Well, that's obvious. It's because it's in the exact same spot as the quit button. So I need to bring the quit button down. So is it X position or Y position? I can't remember. So I'll just grab home and pull it down. Okay. Looks about right. Okay, so we now have a settings button. So let's save this. One of the things I want to establish here is I want to give it my brain drain script, and I want to configure it so that there's a serialized field where we can trigger an add after so many games. Now, I'll only be able to test this in a physical device, but hopefully that's it. So let's do this. That wouldn't be on this screen though, wouldn't it? That would be in the main game screen, or would it? Yes, it would need to be. It would need to be, right, okay. So what else could I do? What other suggestions do you think? So I need to set the volume. So I need to be able to set up the volume for the sound effects, and there's going to be music. I've actually created a music track, I've just not moved it across yet. Because for some reason my Apple device thought that it was a read-only device, which doesn't help me. So that's why the music's not been moved across correctly. But that's fine. And I wanted to edit our icons as well, right? So let's do the edit icons part, right? So that should be pretty simple. So the icon is basically the logo but shrunk down. And it actually looks like crap on Android, but it looks worse than crap on iOS. So I need to open this up, and I need to see it. And what I was just going to do was actually just take the brain drain off of it, so it's just the leaky brain. No spike. No, not there, pal. Okay. Close this just now. Delete file and save as. Oops. Delete file, save as. Okay. And we will call it. No, we won't call it that. Why is it trying to call it meta? Oh, it's automatically selected. No, I was trying to save it as meta. Okay, cancel. So, file, export as. There we go. Brain drain. Dash icon. Okay. Yes. And now what I want to do then is I want to go to crop. No, that's resize is crop in here. I forgot which one of these is a crop tool. There it is there. Cropped. Okay. I want to what an idiot. So I want to crop like that. And hit return. And then just shave it down a bit more. Okay. And can now shave this in a bit more. Okay. There we go. And export. Right. And I should be able to close GIMP. Can discard the changes. There we go. We've got our new icon. And now we go to edit. Build settings. Okay, yep. And then inside all compatible system. Inside player settings. And inside here we go to icons. And I don't know why this doesn't give you a selection of a single set of icon or one icon and it just renames the rest. That would be so much easier. There we go. That definitely looks better right away. Oh, maybe I'm misunderstanding this. Maybe this should be the foreground icon and the background icon should be, the background should be like a black square or empty. I don't really know. Let's go through these anyway. I'll check some tutorials and see if I'm doing this wrong at some point. These are just little bugs. Little bugs. How many does it require? That's just a ridiculous amount of icons. Come on, quite agree that that's a ridiculous amount of icons. And these are just the Mac ones, the Android ones. We've still got the Mac ones to the iOS ones. Right, okay. That's done. iOS. Yeah, I forgot it's got even more. Because you've got to do it for iPad too. .29 pixels. I don't even know what 29 pixels actually shows. That's like such a tiny amount. See, all of this game programming, it's all glitz and glamour. You get to watch me sit and click on select, and then select an icon, select, and then select an icon. Cool, right. So I also wanted to see if I could turn off the Made with Unity splash screen. Oh, I can't turn off the Show Unity logo or the splash screen. Interesting. Is that the same in iOS? It doobie-doo looks like it. Okay, okay. Need to find out how I can do that then. Right. So hopefully that's fixed our icon. Go back to Android. Go over here. Save that. Make sure that that's saved. What other issues were we having that I needed to look into? There's more bugs and my brain's just like, nope, not playing today, Davey. Okay, now with that in mind, let's ask our guru. Oh, do you want me to also add an editor simulation mode so that you can test safe areas without needing a physical notched phone? Let's do that. Yes, add a editor simulator or simulation mode. Okay, tick simulate and edit run your safe area component. An inspector, adjust simulated safe area rectangle, offset, example, 100 pixel notch at the top and 200 pixel navbar at the bottom. On a real device, the script ignores these. Do you want to make a simulated area that adjusts aspect ratio for portrait landscape? Well, no, because at the moment we're only playing it in one. So let's copy this across and give it a go. See if what it breaks, because, well, these days we're breaking more than we're actually fixing sometimes. But that's a coder's life for you. Control A, Control V. Okay, so that's awesome. Save that. Now, if I go to my canvas, there should be a safe area button. Canvas scaler. Yeah, okay. So let's just see, does the game break when I hit plus now? Or does it resize correctly? Testing on a Xiaomi Redmi. It didn't look like it changed anything. Not sure if that's a good sign or not. Right, okay. It's worry about that later. So we'll save this just now, and we will go into our main game scene. So I'm going to our scenes, going to, let's see, okay. Inside here, we should also have our canvas with our safe area script on it. Interesting, so let's make sure that that hasn't been broken. I don't think it's broken, because these are not really meant to be up there. That's the debug stuff. But they are in the canvas. So I don't think those safe area scripts do a darn thing, if I'm being honest. Right, well, we'll worry about that when I test it on our device. Okay, but in this case, I wanted to give it my brain drain script. Okay, so brain drain quiz.cs. I'd like to, what would I like to do? Add a serialized field. Man, I never spelled that correctly. That's not even a UK or US thing, that's just me screwing it up. Which tracks which checks how many games have been played. No. Search field, which I can set to play the interstitial add after XXX games. So for example, if it's set to 10, we call the forced add every 10 games. Let's see what it comes up with for that. Add a series field, yeah. Uses a player pref count, games completed. No, 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 no. It's close, but it's not quite there. No, don't use games completed. As that doesn't reset. Use something like games since last add. And you can reset it when the add is played. I can't spell reset correctly. The lag that my system is going on at the moment is unbelievable. Okay, so let's add these to the top. inside the game. Okay, so end the game. I'll put it in before it brings the player alive. Looks like I need another one in it, don't I? Yeah, okay. Okay, my extra space. Save. Across here. So every time a game ends, games since last ad increases by 1. Should we really be updating it when the game ends? Should we be updating it when the game starts? Because it might not get to the end of the game. Okay, so I'm going to ask it. Wouldn't this be better set up in the start of a game rather than the end, as players could quit before finishing and skip the ad count update? Coming up. Coming up, Spike. Get a lag on that, man. That's ridiculous. Okay. Again, I don't know if that's the behaviour I want either. I want it updated at the start. Nah, you know what? I think that's right, actually. I think that's right. So take this out of here. Uh, okay. And put it in right after load settings and before load random question. And that's in the start pane. Seventeen. So right after loading settings and before load random question. Okay. Where's load random question? Alright, so it's here. When it's set in the game mode. Okay. So save that. Jump back to our game. So if I now go to my, probably should put in Ad Manager to be fair, but it'll be under Quiz Manager. Games per interstitial ad and then the Ad Manager. Okay, that's fine. Let's play it and see if it compiles. Has you been a putty monster, Spike? Pour myself some juice. It didn't seem to break anything. So I would like to add a settings button to the main menu. Inside, I'd like volume controls for the music and sound effects. Okay, we'll do the settings next time. So while it's thinking about that, let's save this and let's go back to our main menu. Probably better opening a stats canvas, so this will be a settings canvas. I'll just use a canvas that's actually already there. Is everything in that set? No, nothing in that set. Okay, so in that case, I'm going to delete that canvas. I will duplicate the stats canvas. I will rename the stats canvas to settings canvas. Settings canvas. Okay, and inside there, it'll still, well, we'll probably have to tweak that. Well, we will have to tweak that. For the time being, I shall turn it off. Okay, let's jump back here. Go create a new script to handle Audio Manager. Okay, settings manager.cs. Sounds legit. So go back here, go back to our scripts, right click, create, C# script. Okay. Copy. And we add a mute toggle, a text sound effect, and can we make it global? Let's try that. Wow, what an expansion that just did. So how many legs? Control A, Control V. So it was 64 lines of code. I'm going for this new one, got to be a lot more than 64. Now, you come up. Come on, up you come. There we go. There we go, kitten. Our chief of security wanting some attention. So it was 64 lines of code. It's now 118 lines of code. Awesome. Save that. Oh, no, cancel. What stupid little emojis is added? There we go. Okay. Let's go back here. Actually, let's go back to this. Yes. Okay, so we need to set up the UI. Okay, so let's go into the settings control panel. Probably delete most of this. Add two sliders, add two toggles, add a button, and assign them. Okay, right, so settings panel. Okay, and we can delete all of these. In fact, we delete that too. Right, so inside the settings panel, it wants two sliders. So right click UI slider, right click UI slider. Okay, two toggles, right click UI toggle, right click UI toggle, and then right click UI button. Right, so let's bring up this panel. So I'll bring up the canvas and then we'll bring up the panel. And the buttons are shown underneath. That's not a good sign. But look, if we zoom in, we basically just see our buttons. So we're going to have to. Ooh, I don't know if I want to do that actually. Right, so I need to rename these. Music slider. Why have I got three toggles? Delete. No, not duplicate. Delete. Delete. Okay. So rename. No. Rename. Rename. Music toggle and SFX toggle. And test SFX button. Okay. So we can't actually see in the moment. So how can I do that? Let's just for the sake of this add vertical layout group. Okay. So why can't I see anything then? Why are they all stacked up the top? Okay. So it must be size then. So it'd be nice if I get a cleaner view of that, to be fair. So can I resize these? No. Yay, okay, in that case. Let's go in here. Change it to alt size. And put test SFX. Okay, and make it a bit bigger. Okay, I didn't want to do that actually, I wanted to do that. Okay, so it's not letting me resize them. Okay, so sets panels at full size. Sets canvases at full size. So why are these so small? Okay. That makes no sense. That makes no sense. Actually, let's try sense panel color. Wasn't really what I was trying to do. That's what I wanted. I wanted to try and see through it, just to see if I could see any of this stuff. can. Right, so there's my vertical layout. Right, so there we go. Drop these out. That's kind of, sort of. So if I drag this FX slider down here, no, it wasn't meant to be part of that. No. So SFX slider, mute SFX toggle should come in underneath it. Okay, yeah. Right, so if I go back to our SFX panel, go back to our color and that. Where the hell is everything still going through? Okay, let's make it black. Not like that. That didn't work. I suppose I'll need to go with it. Don't know what's changed there, but hey ho. So the sound effects slider, fill area, handle slider area. Okay. So the label for this should be music. And this one should be SFX. Okay. Best hit. Both of them. Okay. Let's test this and see what garbage this is. Nothing really assigned there. So that looks like crud. So let's do the assigns. Menu manager. Stats manager. So I've not added any code to go with these yet, so that's probably why. Yeah, or have I? Oh, I did. Okay, so settings manager, let's see this, right? So how to slide, okay, sign them in the inspector. Right, so I've not, it's skipped the part where I actually have to create a new game object and link it, didn't it? I may have told me that earlier on, that's fine. So new right click, create empty, new name, audio manager. No, settings manager. Do I have a settings manager? I don't. No, no space. Okay. Then I'll assign the second settings manager script to it. Okay. So I need to set up the audio sources. That's fine. So settings panel. Settings panel. Music toggle. Sound effects slider. Music slider. SFX toggle. Okay, music toggle. Got them around the wrong way. Okay, and the test sound effects button. Right, so the test sound effects clip. We'll do the correct one. So settings manager. We'll test the correct audio. Okay. It's looking for the audio source. There's no audio source in this. That's fine. So what I need to do then is I need to try and get that file off my Mac. So I need a USB-C to USB dongle. I think I have one. Let me go try and grab a dongle so I can copy some music across. I won't be a moment. Okay, I found a dongle and I found what I believe is a FAT32 formatted USB key. So hopefully if I slide this into my iPad, I should be able to go and move it across. And I just plugged it into the wrong tablet. That was interesting. Literally saying iPad and plugging it into an Android. My brain just, I sometimes swear it's just a way out to catch up. I think it goes out for beer and smokes and forgets that I'm still actually here. Okay, so open up our tablet. I need to find a way to show you guys this when I'm doing things like this. Okay, so USB key has been attached. Presumably I go to files. Okay, brain drain music, that'll be it. Okay, and I copy that. Yeah, USB drive appears. And it appears to be letting me move it across. Awesome. That looks like that actually worked. So let's go out of my iPad. And plug this into a PC. Why would I want to format the disk? No, I do not want to format the disk. No. USB disk. And it wants me to format it. Interesting. Why would Windows want me to format a USB disk? Okay, so in that case, I need to try connecting it to a Mac. Just as well I'm a tech geek and have things like this sitting around, isn't it? Okay, let's see if I can copy out my network from my Mac. Part of me is wondering if I should really just purchase a second-hand MacBook Pro or MacBook Air and actually use that to for coding. But I vastly suspect if I did that, I would end up. Come on, really. I vastly suspect if I did that, I would end up finding other issues that I really didn't want to have to deal with. So let's try pasting it there. Okay. This is where I find out it's not in an MP3 format, or Apple's got some kind of screwy proprietary format for doing their things. Let me just open this. Go to media, go to name. Actually, nope, it's not even media rename, it's literally just media. Braindrainmusic.band. Yes. Recording. Yeah, so that copied basically nothing across. It copied a folder structure across. Okay, in that case, can I open it in GarageBand? Looks like I can. I honestly don't understand how people can say that Macs just work. Just trying to open GarageBand on my Mac just now. Not the most interesting part of the stream, unfortunately. I was not expecting it to be this stupid. I was expecting it to actually save it as an MP3 file and to simply be a case of copying it across. But it's Apple, and nothing's ever simple with Apple. I mean, I found out the other day that I can't actually use development mode on my iPhone with any USB cable. It has to be Apple's USB cable, the one that came in the box. No other cable will work with it for some reason. Even cables that work to charge the phone that it doesn't detect as non-Apple cables do not work when you connect them to Mac. What the heck's it asking me to do now? It's asking me to save it. It was brain drain music. Well, you know what? Go for it. Absolutely, just go for it. Okay, just open it up, please. Oh, and I've just closed that again because I am using a 13-year-old Mac, basically. That is exactly why I did it. Okay. Yep, so that looks fine. So how do I save that file? Save as. Nope, that's saving it again. Wait a track. Chord, mix, share. Export song to disk. Brain drain theme. And let's put it on somewhere else. At least it's letting me save it. This time as an MP3. Okay, export it to my media folder. It's not very long, it's only 10 bars. Okay, back to try and copy this locally then. There we go. Green theme. Finally, man, that was painful. Okay, drag that across. And we go. So we now have brain drain theme. Okay, that seems to be working. Hopefully it didn't deafen people. It looks like I've actually got my desktop audio turned off, so that should be fine. Okay, so what we need to do then is we need to actually add theme music to it. So I'll come back to the sliders and stuff later on, hopefully. In your script creator, use a SFX loader resource. Okay, so what I'll put is in my main menu, I want to have a persistent audio playing the brain drain theme. How can I do this? This should remain across all scenes. When you think about it, there's only really two screens in my game. the actual game in the main menu. 3 if you include the intro. And look how complex this has got. Okay, don't need Music Manager, do I? Do I? Probably should, to be fair. Okay. Okay, so it's another script. So that's 2 new scripts we've created today. Come on. Okay, so go back here, go to scripts. Create C# script. Come on, click rename. Nope, don't open it. Don't open it. I don't need you. Okay. Got music manager.cs. That's not the right one that copied. Okay. Okay, music manager.cs. Going to open that up. Reload. Control V or Control A, Control V, Alt FS to save it. Okay. Right click, create empty music manager. Have my music manager script, drop it on there, and go. Music source, hopefully, is just audio, and then clicked again. Brain drain theme. Oops. Audio source. It's looking for an audio source, but it's not this, is it? No, it's not. Okay. So if I do a right click, create empty audio. Okay, audio source. Right. Audio source is a single clip. I suppose technically that will work for this. Okay, so music manager, audio source. There, inside the audio source, one brain drain. Clip, output. Alright, yeah, so we need to change the output group. Play on awake, loop. Okay. Okay, so that also means we're going to settings manager. I can have my audio source set up in here now as well. And now, in theory, in spite of the fact that I've completely broken that with the audio page thing panel that I'm going to have to work on, if I hit play, hopefully I should hear my music playing. Yep, okay. So that's got that. Now we just need to fix our audio manager. Spiky, why are you shouting at me from across the room? The audio manager might need to wait until our next video, because we've kind of hit our 2-hour mark, which I tend to try and keep my videos around 2 hours when doing these, but I definitely need to fix this, because this is broken. If I do turn off the settings canvas, it shouldn't look that bad. Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, so I think I'll need to have a play around with that. And possibly inside settings, when settings opened up, I think I want a banner ad at the bottom as well, in the same way I have with stats. And I wonder if stats should maybe actually just be a button within settings. What do we think? I think it probably should be, yeah. If I just drag that out and put it down the bottom. Oof, that did not work. That did not work. Control and Z. Control and Z. That's because it's not the settings button you wanted to move, it's the stats button, lunatic. Drag that in there. There we go. Stats button disappears. And if I turn on this, it should be down the bottom. And nope, test SFX is down the bottom. So where did stats button go? Stats is sitting way too far down. Okay. So it should still be within vertical layout group, so I don't understand that one. Can I move it? No, I can't. Okay. Let's do Control Z, Control Z, and Control Z, and Control Z. Come on, Control Z, Control Z. Move the stats button back, please. There we go. Okay. Right, so definitely need to work on that. So let's do file save, and as always, let's go and have a look at. Why have I got our home page open twice? Because one's in the header. Okay, that's fine. I needed to create a support page because we'll be publishing our game soon. Actually, no, I don't want the links there. Get back. I don't want these here. I just need a link, and come on. There we go. I just need that, so I'll publish that there. Publish that there. Okay, now I need to go back, come back. No, not that far back. Okay, I need to go into our intranet. I need to go to our project. I need to go to Brain Drain. Okay, so I still have in-app purchases to do. Jane Street I need to do. Fuzzy Logic I need to do. Okay, so what have we added? We added main menu theme and audio. Added settings button with info. Needs fixed, so I'll add that to the snagging list. We added interstitial add and add counter. Every X games and its default. What else did we do? Added settings panel. Needs work. Still can't spell main correctly. Okay, we'll leave that just now. We'll go out to the snagging list. So we have corrected the questions, correct answers, and games played. We did that in a previous tutorial. So we can strike that through. Interstitial advert integration. Yeah, can strike that through. So we need to add banner ad. So that's things we need to add actually. So to-do list, banner ad on settings page. Oh, we also corrected icons, or created a game icon logo. So need a banner ad on the settings page, move that page to settings page. Yeah, move stats page to settings page. Okay, what other snags do we have? Fix audio volume sliders and mute buttons. Okay, other to-do things. I need to look into DLC packs and DLC question packs and how to integrate them. Okay, so that's a few things for us to be getting on with. The in-app purchase one's probably going to be the most difficult one. It's probably going to be the last one we actually do as well, because that'll be just before we're due to publish it, because the game kind of has to be in the Play Store and have been checked over before we can do that, I believe. So it's definitely something we need to look into. However, I don't think there's anything else offhand I think that we need to do just now that I can think of. But as always, if you've got some suggestions, throw them in the comments below. We do tend to read all of the comments, not that there's many of them. But yeah, we definitely do try to read comments. And the idea behind us doing these in the dev diaries is that people can help us correct our code, or people can give us ideas and they can do it live. This is why we're so transparent about everything that we're actually doing at the moment. So we shall see what happens. But thank you for joining me for episode 15 of Two Idiots Learn to Code Brain Drain series, and I shall see you in the next one. Goodbye.